Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to New Year's Eve, 1954. Last time we left off was March 1951, so it's been a little while. 3 hours of mostly just chilling. We had the entire city of Lubin and Kelm basically get reconstructed. I had to, give my construction offices some time off to do that. And then, honestly, we really just started building the coal core. Not a whole lot has happened other than that. I have, however, learned something of interest, which is I know where my excess population has been going. It's been repopulating all of the cities and houses that I stole pops from originally. So my response to that has been, ever since getting the medical university online here in Zamosk, that I'm just going to start doing baby booms on a constant basis, and we actually have a population now on paper of 73,000. Slightly concerning is, oh god, we have so many people. Alright. But that's fine. So the coal core is coming up on completion. I mostly want to bring here because we finally unlocked the brutalism tech. Oh, glorious brutalism. It's going to unlock a lot of buildings, and in particular, it's made me think of trying to set up a few more things. I don't even believe you guys got to see on YouTube the RDO kerfuffle. At some point, I got tired of the AI being bad, and I thought to myself, hey, what if I just put down a goddamn train distribution office? Or railway distribution office, I call it, or RDO for short. That was a fucking failure. It was even worse, and it resulted in no less than 3 reloads on my part before I gave up trying to use the damn thing, and it's been sitting here pretty much idle ever since. Then, in good Soviet fashion, I have proceeded to build 2 more. Now, the reasoning for this is actually fairly simple. I identified the failings of the AI and recognized that the AI kind of actually has the exact same failing in both instances. So in order to make the AI not a complete mess, and to be fair, this RDO is actually doing one thing currently, I believe. Technically it's also doing coal, but I highly doubt that. Which is, it is moving goods from this warehouse, or I think from this warehouse, sorry, to these warehouses. That's actually currently all the RDO is doing. So I need to break up the AI's tasks. After thinking about it for a little while, I realized that the best way to handle breaking up the AI's tasks is into 3 groups: import, export, and internal distribution. As a result, I will have an import office, an export office, and an internal distribution office. This should, for the most part, make the AI chill a bit. Fingers crossed. Fingers really crossed. Now, on that note, I'm also going to be changing things up a bit. I've built a new cargo train station here, and warehouse. Well, built is a strong word. It is planned for the future, which will act as a central hub for, food, clothes, and everything else. So that way the production warehouse isn't also the distribution warehouse, which is also causing problems. Go figure. Anyway. It's also 1955, which means we should be unlocking our first tractor this year. Thank God. I'm just gonna click the price of crops and click all. Yeah. So, in addition to clothing and everything else, food, like following this, well, I guess you call it, what even is a friggin' trajectory of like this accelerating trajectory? I don't think it's exponential. It's not that bad, but still. It's not great. It's not great. Electronics is also following that trajectory. So the biggest thought I have for that, because as we noted when I talked about how much it costs to build things, is that crops is currently 1 million. Now, originally, I used to not worry too much about farming for the first while of the game because crops were not particularly worthwhile. You know? But I'm not sure if this is my game just behaving weirdly or what. But here we are. Crops are now worth a lot of money on a per ton basis. So farms are likely going to become a thing. Unfortunately, I don't believe I'm going to start farming until 58. Why is that, you ask? Well, because honestly, I don't want to have to figure out new setups for these new farms. These new farms have significantly fewer parking spots for vehicles. And so I think I'm actually just better off waiting for the modern industry farms. It's only 3 years out at this point until I can research it. And yeah, a lot of that's going to be coming on 3 more years. Like, as I am now on the cusp of unlocking modern industry, I have a lot less than I am willing to invest in right now because it's going to get more easily replaced. For example, this heating plant is actually garbage. I, for a brief while, considered building a second heating plant. I've decided against it for now. I'm instead just going to wait for the modern heating plant. But I have not been able to shut off these heating plants in Lubin here, since I've also renamed this because somebody corrected me on my pronunciation. And I'm like, well, I have a rename tool, I'm going to use it. So, that means there's still going to be people dying in Lubin every winter. It's not the greatest situation to be sure, but there's only so much I can do. I think around mid-February this will become available again. I'm just going to run another baby boom campaign because I need to grow the entire population. Oh, how are you doing? I just need to double check on some things. Make sure the justice system isn't overloaded. I don't like seeing that. Might need a new courthouse soon. Understandable. Actually, it wouldn't be bad. It would free up more people in Lubin for LIC duty. And this place should have more than enough people. Like, I technically have a... Yeah. I currently have approximately 2,700 people unemployed. Now, even by my more aggressive estimates for setting this place up, like this thing... I just want to double check here, but I'm pretty sure for the coal mining equipment, it's only 300 people or so. The other giant chunk we'll need is the steel mill. Remember, we have to multiply all of the workers by 3, approximately. So 300 becomes 900, which is still fine. Leaves me with another 1,500, enough for the steel mill. Perfect. And that town still isn't full. So I've got room to put more Republic-wide infrastructure in there. And I will. And hopefully soon some of this can actually get done. How are things here? They're still laying the asphalt for this friggin' highway. I was hoping to have a lot of the highway available for transit. But not really. Not looking good. Conveyor overpass, yeah. We're actually almost done a lot of this stuff. At least I think we are. Oh good, brutalism. That did not take long. Oh yeah, one last thing for those of you watching on YouTube. I had to expand 2 additional market halls for this place. On the plus side, for whatever city I build next, we now have access to the large shopping center, which will help a lot. Oh boy, will it ever help a lot. Okay. With that in mind, we're going to build a new city. Alright, because with brutalism, let me just check in here. Did I unlock? Okay, I did not actually unlock a whole lot. That is unfortunate. Yeah, we still need prefab panel construction, which is not until 59. Which is not great. Let's just put it that way. Still, I do have these flats available to me, which are pretty good. I'm not too worried about it. I think I want to put the city approximately about here. Because putting an LIC here makes a lot of sense. Because I'm definitely just going to be dumping, you know, my sewage into that river. And so keeping everyone back from the pollution kind of becomes a priority. Due to infrastructure? Is there... Oh, God. Right, this is why I hate winter. There's actually just a fucking road here. A road to nowhere. Are there any other roads to nowhere? Yes. Get rid of them. Yeah. On a side note, I've learned that apparently we've also been doing a ton of construction work on the Southern Rail line. So suspend that. And I think that's actually the last piece of work. I guess it was never done. That was part of the problem. I was wondering why my rail lines were not getting built as fast as I wanted. So the Southern Rail line is now intact, more or less, which leads... How far out does this lead? Because it's pretty far, right? It's 2 up until here. And even then is a single... Oh my god, does it go all the way to a NATO customs house finally? Sure, it's wood out here, but guys... I have access to NATO trains. Don't I? There is no connection to a customs house. Where is the connection broken? Like, where? I'm sorry, I just would have assumed that this connection actually worked. Yeah. There is 100% a connection to this customs house. Although, to be fair, at this point, the rail line might actually be so long the game doesn't even realize it's connected to a customs house, and I wouldn't even blame it. Yeah, there's this one. It looks solid. Yeah, it makes it all the way to Warclaw. So we should have connection to a customs house. The NATO customs house. But for some reason the game can't really seem to detect that, which is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. Yeah. But good to know. I'll see if I can't do something about that. I saw a bit it's still under construction. Oh, son of a... So I know there's this railway bridge, but this railway bridge is fine. So where is the under construction part? Tunnel, that's fine. This is choked to single. This one keeps going, then it's back on the double. Yeah, this is a full switch. We're good. I make it to Warclaw. Splits under there. Where is the break in the line? Tunnel. No, nothing. There's nothing under construction. Like, the line is complete. That's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to hook into the Southern Railway in the first place. I guess honestly just continue it. Yeah. Alright, well, whatever. That's unfortunate. So we're still not there. But where we are is a shopping center. Alright, how do I actually want to do this? Because I haven't decided where the highway network is going to end up over here. Because I know right now I have the highway network go here, and then in theory it goes to Radom. But, yeah. I mean, the logical thing to do would be to run a highway alongside this rail line through here. Of course, easier said than done, but eh. What I might just do is set up a little roundabout here. But on the other hand, that's going to put a lot of distance from, like, here, where I'm going to be doing construction, to out here. I think the answer is maybe I use the free construction offices over here, or otherwise have to construct a new construction office. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable, I'd say. Okay. Let's get another construction office over here anyway. Full 24. We'll put it about here. We're also going to need potentially a lot more. This area is also so far out that using excavators is not even necessarily possible, which may make placing certain buildings like this impractical for the time being. Like, I'm pretty confident we have a completed road link there, but as it goes, yeah. But it's not great. So yeah. The question then comes, can I get a highway to come down through this and along here? Probably not. This is an absolute mess of train network. That's just not going to allow for cross-traffic through it. So that's probably off the table. Oh, look, Ulk are coming. Slow and steady. Are they done laying? Okay, good. Then in that case, you don't need workers. Priority low. Yeah, those will be the last of the buses. I'm just going to let the roller finish it out. I don't need to put all that labor into it. We have a lot of other places we need to put our labor right now. Like, holy cow, do we ever. Yeah, just a casual 3,000 work days. I mean, most of this, unfortunately, has been held up by the rate at which we can get concrete, which is not very high. I've got a decent number of concrete trucks and everything, but it's just not easy, you know? I replaced all the old Russo bolts that went 17 kilometers an hour with the Yags. At least they go 40. Alright. So, the highway count. Can I split this off? I think so. This looks like it'll work. Or, actually, might better do a split here. Rather than having to go all the way up to that roundabout. On the other hand, kind of puts this... Yeah, it's fine. That is, I think, the correct way to do it. It's not ideal, and I want to hook more things where possible into the roundabout, as it's significantly more traffic friendly, but look, I mean, at this point I'm going to take what I get, right? It also, I think, is to my strategic advantage to connect this area with road networks anyway. because I think a lot of this is going to end up farmland. Like that. There. Approve. Although honestly, let's just indefinitely suspend that. Alright. Let's also cancel road sign. Connect two pieces. If I make this road effectively a single unit, it's actually a hell of a lot easier to build something like this. Although, expectations are that will take a million years. It will also apparently take 750 tons of gravel. Understandable. But yeah, I'm thinking a lot of this is going to get turned into a giant farming block here. Grade separation for the rail crossings when? I'm not actually even sure what a grade separation is. By any chance, is it a cloverleaf intersection? Because I've got those. Like, I have them separated by, like, height grade. Does that count? I guess probably not, but... Alright. So yeah, no. Unfortunately, as much as I would like to begin the construction out here, I'm not even sure I can. Although, right here might be a possible place for a construction office. We'll see. It certainly looks like flat enough. Entertainingly. Unfortunately, well, that will do. Okay, I'm going to assign everyone to this. I have no idea if this will be even remotely successful, but I wish them luck. Alright, the price of oil on the global markets rises up and will take several months to return back to normal. Right, yeah. Road goes over rail, rail goes over road. Yeah, we've got a lot of that. Mostly I just have rail on rail. Honestly, most of my trains run at a speed, and the game's pretty generous on the railroad, like, light flashing times, that it's not really that big of an issue to have the temporary disruptions on the road. Plus, it turns out road vehicles don't take any time to get up to speed, really. So, it works out. To work this. But yeah, no, so the coal core is actually coming together pretty well, and should only be a few more, I don't know, months probably, I hope. God, I hope. Anyway, did Brutalism unlock anything tech-wise? I don't think it did, but I'm just checking. Oh wow, this still isn't available. Oh yeah, we also have container standards. Sure, why not? Let me search container standards. I want to make sure I get the baby boom ready. Because we must keep growing. We are now 40% children, by the way. So, yes. Baby boom go burr. Yeah. And the good news is this is also very close to this customs house. So I think in general this should be pretty easy for like these trucks to supply it. And you can actually see we've started to really make some noticeable dents in things. Like, our government loyalty is up to 42%. Now that's an average, of course, taken with the 58,000 inactive people in mind. So our people are getting really loyal. One of the easy ways I actually can still check loyalty is how much this is working, and how many people there are. So the fact is that this is breaking 3% now. And this is coming up on 2%. I might even, yeah, it can break 2% fully staffed. So that's telling me that our average loyalty is getting high. It's already getting reconstructed. Alright. Impacted by a serious infection that causes severe complications or even death. The disease is not very contagious and will not spread very easily throughout the population. We expect it to last a long time. Well, lucky for me, I researched vaccines. This will, I think when the pandemic's over, however, reset, and I will have to re-research that tech. So, for this pandemic, we are like, slightly stronger than usual, which is good. Anyway. I don't know, let's see if I can't, I want to at least place this shopping center. I'm trying to see if maybe there's somewhere I can. Okay. And, we'll still want to use this warehouse, of course. I don't want to have to do too much more, come on. Like, that's also not the right direction I wanted to turn that, unfortunately. Because, of course, the ideal, in general, will be instead of junctions that we hook onto the nearby roundabout. Well, maybe instead I need to rethink some things, then. Can I place it roughly like this? And instead of the railway... A lot of electricity problems. A building is on fire. Yeah, that'll happen. It's fine. Just a momentary power outage. I'm not building that level of redundancy into my grid, thank you. As much as I would like to. Right, where was I? Warehouse. Oh yeah, for some reason that warehouse isn't available there. I have to go specifically here. Alright. So if I do it like this... Oh, come on. I hated this at first, but I've really started to embrace it in the... like, doing it like this as a way of dramatically reducing the amount of, like, space on a roundabout the junction takes. Allowing me to, in theory, have way more junctions. But I'll probably still not do it here. It is ugly as sin. Although I may not exactly have too much of a choice, we'll see. It's not too bad. Alright. Although I do have to make sure I can place a semaphore. Ooh, yeah. When it's done like this, though. Well. No, I guess actually, hold on. Have I made a critical error? No, okay, I did it smartly before. For some reason, I suddenly believed I had to put a semaphore before the cross point of those rails, when in fact it goes after. So bolts are coming. Alright. Good stuff. Alright. So I'm going to close this section of road for potential paving. but realistically just suspend the construction of it. Like, I'm not going to get the second road paved for a while, as much as I would like to. Send them all to college. I'm trying. I am fucking trying. But holy goddamn crap, I have so many children. Okay? Like, the school is overloaded. There are university-age kids in grade school at this point. The entire thing is, like, 10% of our people can't get spots in kindergartens. Honestly, I might legitimately have to lay off a baby boom for a bit. My state infrastructure, I do not believe functionally right now can handle it. We need to play catch-up for a bit, I think. Thank you for actually saying that, because you're really making me realize just how dire the situation is. That I just caught, rushed into the back of my mind. But no, we are 40% children. That is a lot. Oh. It's always a problem with baby boom, yeah. Build another school. The problem is if I build another school whenever I'm not baby booming or otherwise, it's not great. Like, this is actually enough for them. On the other hand, I did just get a nice new school building, I think. I think I've gotten a lot, right? Because I got, yeah, I've got the modern school building. Nice. Yeah. Like, I think I can maybe swing another one. I've got a piece of infrastructure there. Might be able to if I can get that connection. Yeah, no. First, right? Just double check. Yes. Oh god, yes. Yeah. Like I say, everything is just completely overstretched by the virtue of having 40% of our population at the end of the age of 18. I'd like to remind you, in places like Gaza, where all of the adults males are regularly killed, they are 50% under the age of 18. We are a stone's throw from the kind of situation where our entire adult population is getting slaughtered on a regular basis. In just normalized population growth, because I've been playing ads on the radio and TV, encouraging people to be loyal and have children. In general, I think we just need to chill. At least that's where I'm going with that for now. Government mandated GFs, yep. I've seen enough hentai to know where these programs are going. Clearly need more deadly child labor. We don't have child labor. We're not building the mines for the children. We're building the mines for the adults here. Alright. 97 tons of concrete. 2 tons of concrete. Like I said, everything here is mostly just held up by getting more concrete. So, everything else, for the most part, can actually kind of still work and do well. Alright, the first 17 tons of gravel got delivered. Good. Honestly, you probably shouldn't be doing that. This one seems very vestigial. Oh well. It all operates advanced heavy machinery in the mines, exactly. Alright. Something like that should be fine. Alright, how am I getting people to my LIC? Which I'll build when I have modern industry. That's a good question. That is a good question. Probably bus makes the most sense at this distance. I guess it depends on how many people I'm also going to be moving. Is it worth it for me to set up another goddamn train line? No. This has to be by bus because this is otherwise going to be an absolute mess with the cargo line right here. Or, hear me out. Hear me the hell out. I have cableways now. It's not very far. What if we just have the people take a cable car to work? I hate that the cableway station has only like those entrances on that specific edge. They're lifted by Zeppelin. Theoretically, that can work. In practice, it's usually a bit of a problem. Now, traditionally, I don't use cableways all that much in realistic because they are actually a bit of a nightmare to work, and so most of their use cases are actually kind of gone. And it's a bit of a problem. Yeah. It's incredibly difficult, actually. Hopefully that works. Alright. Because each individual cableway pole needs to have road access in order to be constructed. Holy shit, the cable cars can get low these days, huh? So yeah, having them... like this is fine, I think. I just need to make sure I can get over the cargo here. So in this area, it's fairly flat and can be well connected as a result. So, you know, that's actually not bad. Now, I also have to figure out how the hell cable cars work in realistic. I actually haven't used them. I mean, I'm going to assume, like, I can buy them at the customs house, so they weigh a certain amount, so I just need to hold them, right? Which, goddamn, that's going to be a lot, but that's okay. Cargo cars, or passenger cars? Passenger cabins. Oh, the empty weight is actually 0 tons. Well, that's, convenient. Alright. I'm going to assume it still has some weight, but it's just less than 1, like 0.5 tons or whatever. We'll set that up for now. But yeah, we could do that, which would be really cool. And really useful. Oh good, the first coal processing plant's online. Like I say, we're still just trying to pour out enough concrete. To get all this shit built. Oh, hey, is that done? Good. Yep, make sure those are connected now. Good. Alright. Well, that's what I get for making this out of concrete. I figured it'd be cheaper than steel. To be fair, it probably is cheaper than steel. I haven't checked. But, given that steel seems to be on its parabolic rise, at least I think it is, God, I hope it is, given I'm building an entire industry out of the damn stuff. I should probably check. Kinda. But yeah, it's, man, remember in 1930 when it was $300 a ton and now we're, after the latest fucking price spike, we are buying it for almost $1,100 a ton. Okay. So anyway, building a new LIC. Unfortunately, I can only rough out some stuff. The clothing is going to be the same. You know, we're looking at 280 workers for that, which is fine. But we have the new food factory, which that's going to be 170, and distillery is the same. On the other hand, I might not do a distillery. I'm thinking, honestly, given the general consumption of my population, a second food factory would be advisable. I actually am every so often checking this warehouse to make sure we have enough food. I think we're good. There was a couple year period where we were not actually producing enough food, and I was trying to sort that out. So, like, we're okay now, but I'm always kind of worried now that it's going to revert to that, because I don't know, I'm just a bit of paranoia, I guess. Want me to get a new thing over here. We have the new courthouse here. I don't know, is this any better? I think we might need Soviet modernism for that. We'll try and hold on until 65, I think. Alright. That's fine for now, though. That's fine for now. Okay. So, let's see. 210. Given how close it's gonna be. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think I can actually really build that city. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, at some point soon, I laugh. At some point in the distant future, this will be done. And from there, we can, like, start sprawling out the construction. Don't worry. It'll be fine. Probably. And it should at least get a little easier to get there someday. I mean, we're making actually good time. You know? It was 750 tons of gravel. We only need 550 more tons, so we're 200 tons of gravel in. And you know what? We actually have enough money I can pay off this loan. I'm not going to, because I know I'm going to need a boatload of trains anyway, and probably have to take additional loans in order to pay off some of the costs there. But when we next come back, we'll be booting up the coal core. Glorious. God, the garbage is going to be impossible to deal with. Thank you everyone for watching. I've been Caleb, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, folks. Have a good night.